everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chineria. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This video. Okay, let me stop playing. Thank y'all so much for clicking on this video. Now, I know it has been a minute since I've picked up the camera and just wanted to do a podcast episode. The last podcast episode, I came up with a decision. I don't want to say maybe I shouldn't say it, but I always wanted to be so organized, and I be trying to have my stuff together before I do stuff. But I realize sometimes in the midst of me trying out these different projects and stuff that I want to do, the ideas just honestly flow when I start. And I was like, okay, I need a title. So I came up with the idea, No Longer Bound. But I don't know. I think I'm just gonna keep it my name. But then again, I don't want it to be my name. But then again, I want something different. I kind of No Longer Bound, but I don't feel like that's something that God wants me to do and to stick with. The abbreviations will be NLB. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Let me know down below in the comments what you think about that. But for now, how is everyone doing? I miss being in front of the camera. I've honestly have been super busy with the fact of school, work. And work. I graduate in May. Well, actually June. They push it back to June. But either way, I'm super excited. I am almost there. I picked up a job offer, which I'm so excited about. But I'm not going to speak too much on it because I feel like that's bad juju, whatever. So today is December 23rd, 2024. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, y'all. This year went by so freaking fast. I cannot believe how fast this year had went by. I feel like I just started. I feel like just yesterday was September. Time is honestly moving so fast. And it's crazy to think because as a child, Christmas would always just come by super fast. Well, super slow. I'm sorry. It would come by super slow. And it felt like Christmas would take 2 months in the month of December to come. Just doing the countdown, every day just felt like it was dragging. And now that I'm older, and I'm not saying I'm not in the Christmas spirit, but I just don't look forward to it as much as I used to as a kid. It seems like it's just flying, And I talk to people on the job and they're like, when you have kids and it'll be a little bit more exciting. But we have a dog and that's exciting enough for me. Like I tell everybody, we all buy the things that we want throughout the year. So when it's Christmas time, we're stuck I feel a burp coming. Hold on. There we go. Like I was saying, we buy the things that we want throughout the year. So when it comes to Christmas time, we're stuck figuring out oh my gosh, what to get this person, what to get that person. But it is what it is. So instead of delivering a message, because I feel like God has not given me a message. Side note, I hope I do not get copyrighted with this Christmas music in the back. I really hope I don't. And I wonder if y'all can even hear it. Probably. Anyways, I'm not really going to deliver a message today because I don't feel led to deliver off a message. I honestly just feel like today I just need to come up here and talk about my journey throughout the year and how God has delivered me, how he's still speaking to me, and how he's still graceful and merciful despite me not having the best relationship with him thus far. So firstly, I be losing my thoughts so quick. Firstly, for the month of December, I have honestly been trying to do the Luke challenge. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I fell off after day 3 or 4, and I've been picking up. Last night I stopped on chapter 19, I want to say, and No, 20. I think it was either one. It doesn't matter. But I stopped on one of those chapters last night, and I was just like, wow, like this is really why we are celebrating. Like this is the reason for the season. I seen that on Instagram, and it's funny enough, a man had told me that at work. He was like, Jesus is the reason for the season. And I can't really come up here and say like, oh, I know the reason behind that, even though it may be, 1 plus 1 to most people. For right now, for me, it's like the Pythagorean theorem plus more. Probably geometry for me. Like, I feel like it's a deeper meaning behind that saying, but I just haven't figured it out yet. So I don't want to get on here and say like, yeah, I know. Da, da, da. But anyways, the quote for the day, though, let's just look at my arm fat just jiggling. But the quote for the day that I want to stick with you guys is, Jesus is the reason for this season. And I'm going to keep saying it until I get it, until it clicks in my head. Like, what is the actual meaning for that? How did it come about? But time will tell. Anyways, I strongly encourage you guys to read the book of Luke. I personally suggest, like, it fits for December, but it's never too late to start. I was kind of discouraged for a little bit that I did start, that I did fall behind, but it's the intention of wanting to know him, the intention of wanting to try to be better. So I feel like that's all that really matters. Anyway, so back to the original point of this. So if I could describe my word in one gear, it will be eventful. Now, starting off with that, my sister Enya, she kept asking that question, like to all of our friends, our family and stuff like that. And I would say it was eventful because I felt like I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about God. I learned a lot about friendships. I learned a lot about just the world. I feel like I was given a lot of opportunities, going through just, I don't want to say any hardships, because I feel like I haven't really went through anything necessarily like hard. Like maybe at the time it was hard, but looking back on it, like it wasn't like dear and near to experiences I have had in the past. But very eventful, like good and bad, but I would say mostly good. I feel like something that I'm currently learning now, I feel like I'm learning a lot of different things, but I just journaled about it last night. I feel like this season in my life right now, I'm supposed to be learning to surrender my thoughts, my problems, my inner insecurities, and ooh, why did I pause? I thought the door was open and I was like, hold on, oop. But I thought Cookie was about to walk in, but I realized my door is closed. Anyways, so I feel like I'm supposed to just let everything that is worrying me and hindering me down, I'm supposed to just lay it down at God's feet. Like the things that I feel like are ripping me apart, or the things that I'm allowing to consume my mind, like it's not my luggage to carry. Like it, and it's easy to say when people be like, oh, let go, let God. Like it's super easy. Not no ad playing in the middle of the music. Not that like actually playing, and I knew it was gonna do that. That is so embarrassing. And it's just still going too. Oh my gosh. I'm not paying for YouTube Premium, by the way. And that did not convince me either to do it. But that was just like low key embarrassing. Anyways, like I was saying though, shoot, I forgot what I was saying. But let me just pick back off where I think I was saying. Like, I think I'm just supposed to, well, I know I'm supposed to just let go and let God. Like, and it's so much better that way. Like, not worrying about where you will get things from, how things will come, how will the blessing come through, how will this hardship pass. Like, it's so easy to worry about problems, but it's so hard to really surrender. I feel like we all heard the little quote or something similar to about how it's easy to do wrong but hard to do right. And I feel like that definitely applies when you're on your journey to God, just not even in life like by itself. That applies with your journey in Christ. And I just feel like as much as I try to sit up here and I try to speak, and not saying like I have it all, I'm trying to portray that I have it all, but it is hard, like I try to be the one encouraging friend to my friends and stuff like that, and just to be like, you can always call on me if you need me, and don't let go, like, don't let that stress you, like, let it go, whatever. But trying to apply that to my own life is like super hard. Like right now, since I am about to graduate, I definitely plan on going back to school for like another 2-3 years to pursue another degree. And just thinking about it, like, kind of sort of stresses me out. Like every night I'm doing research, I'm looking on the school website, looking at the program, seeing all the prerequisites, seeing like the cost and stuff, looking up TikToks of like the different materials that I think I'm gonna need and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh my gosh, like how will I be able to pay for all of this, especially since I'm trying to also save up for like my dream car. God has dropped that on my heart. Let me not say heart. He's dropped that on my spirit to just look up the cost and just start just saving for it. And it's not, I don't want to say it's scary, but it's like nerve-wracking, because I'm looking at the cost of like schooling, I'm looking at the cost of the car, and I'm also looking at the cost of, how will I move out and get my own spot. Like I'm thinking about all these different numbers and stuff like that, and I kind of keep having to tell myself like, let it go. God has numbers, God knows the when, who, and why, and just let it go. So I've been trying to really, really take my own advice. On top of that, I have also been trying to not be so prideful and like full of greed. Like I always tell y'all, one of my main issues is that I sometimes find it hard to not pick up the camera for selfish reasons. Like, I see people who only been on YouTube or social media for like a year or like a few months, and they are like doing numbers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what am I doing? Like I know I'm a flapper, I know I can talk, but like what am I doing wrong? Or why am I not at that level that I want to be at? But I seen a post the other day, and it was like, sometimes God is just hiding you until the time is right. So okay, guys, it's the next day. I finished recording yesterday, the little pieces of it when I had to stop. But thinking about it, I'm just like, that just wasn't me. Like, I just honestly feel like when I recorded it again, it just wasn't genuine. So I was like, okay, I'm in a better, like, mindset right now. Everything will be okay. So today is Christmas Eve. I'm not in my attire yet, but I do have, like, the white and red butterfly clips. I think that is so freaking cute. Anyways, so continuing off from yesterday, I just feel like I can't even tell you where I left off at. But anyways, I just honestly feel like this year was just so very consuming. I think I expressed that if I could give it one word, it would definitely be eventful. But one of the things that I feel like I just been having to stray away from is just like gossiping and being in situations where I know I have no business being inside of, like just engaging in negative commentary about people or making funny faces and stuff like that. Like I have to be humble. I have to be grateful for the things that I have, because I'm not perfect either. The same way that I'm looking in this camera, I mean, that's what I need to do every single day, because I'm not God. I'm not walking around with angels beside me, guarding me and stuff like that. Like my stuff just don't stink. Like I am a human being too. So I feel like this year I was pretty good at like just being cautious with like the friend choices that I was making. But I do feel like I have like kind of backslid just a little bit with it, and I do feel bad, but in the moment I don't really catch myself. Like, I may have a thought in the back of my head like, oh my gosh, like I should not be doing this, but I keep on doing it anyway, because it's like, okay, like I'll repent about it later, like I'll cry about it later, but that's not the whole point of it. The point of following Christ is to die to your flesh every single day, throw away your life, and pick up the cross and go with God. And I feel like I'm not there. Like, I feel like I'm not strong enough in some moments to do it. You know, like, I have pride in the way, and I think about, okay, well, what this person is going to think or something like that. And it's just not cool, you know, like, that's just not fair. Also, I feel like this year I definitely was open about God. Like, I feel like for some reason, I always say this, but for some reason I kind of get nervous or like, when I mention God, when someone asks me about God. Like, it's not that I'm ashamed of him, but essentially I guess you can say that I am essentially ashamed of him, because I just am so cautious of like other people and their feelings and their religions. Like, at work, some people say to me, okay, well, you have a blessed day, but I be nervous to say it back, because I'm like, okay, what if the person behind them or someone else in the store can hear me say, okay, you have a blessed day too, and you know, they get upset with me, and that goes back to the people pleasing tendency that I do have in me still. And I'm just like, and like, no, you know, like how people are so open about being atheists or Muslims or Judaism and stuff like that. I need to be the same way in expressing my love for God and who I know him to be, because he wasn't ashamed to get up on that cross and die for us. He wasn't ashamed to call my name. He wasn't ashamed to call me to do the duty that he has called me to do, or for you to call the duty that you are meant to do. So why do I feel like I'm ashamed? You know, like, I should not have to be ashamed. And just speaking about him openly has, what I feel like, made me have a better and stronger connection with him that I started off with at the beginning. But it's still a long ways to go. And I honestly feel like me just speaking out about him, because for one, I love to help people. I done said thousands of times, I think I'm on this earth to help people and for people to get a better understanding, to get a better understanding of who God is and what God is wanting to do for us and why he wants to do these things for us. Like, just all about God. And I feel like when I speak about God so openly, it shows like I have confidence. And in that confidence, other people who are not so confident come to me asking me for help. And I love that feeling. Like, I love being able to help those around me to understand a better understanding about the creator, or why they should follow him, you know? So that's something that I feel like I was doing a little bit good at this year, but it's something that I definitely need to fix on. But obviously there's like more things that I feel like I could have worked on, other areas that I feel like I excelled in, but something that I have learned so much is that you will never reach the end goal in walking with God. Like, the end goal is when you die and you meet him. But I'm talking about the end goal on earth. Like, there's always something for you to learn in this walk with God. Like, you will never reach the point where you feel like you learned enough, you have enough wisdom, nobody can tell you wrong, because at the end of the day, you're still a human. You do things that you're not supposed to. You think things you're not supposed to. You say things that you're not supposed to. And I don't want to ever get too caught up into thinking I know so much, because I don't, and I realize I never will. I'm just so grateful that God has definitely carried me, my family, my friends, everybody that I know or have come to know. Like, I'm just so thankful that he has carried us all throughout this year, you know, because I feel like this year has just been so much for everybody. Like, I feel like I can't even put it into words, child. I'm over here like spitting out sunflower seeds. But I truly feel like this year, like, the people around me, including myself, like, a layer was like scratched off of us. Like, the old part of us was just like torn off and just like ripped apart. And now we're coming into a new year, stepping into who we really are meant to be, what we're designed to do, or even if it's just understanding, maybe you're not meant to tap into it, as soon as you think and stuff like that. Like maybe you just need to understand, like, okay, this is my gift, this is my assignment, this is what I need to do. And it's just like a project. You take it step by step. First you're given this, you need to do research about it, you need to understand about it before you can actually do the activity behind it and be able to explain or put work or action behind it. So I just feel like this year I am definitely grateful for everything. I honestly have so much that I want to do for myself and do for others, and just so many goals that I definitely want to reach in the next year. And I do have those worries, like I did mention before, about like how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and things like that. But I just can't focus about that because I know the impact of what I need to be doing, and I don't need to focus on how everything just gonna come together. I just know it's supposed to come together. So I know this was not a long video and it's everywhere, but that's how life is sometimes, but we still get through it. So with that being said, you guys have a happy holidays. Please stay safe, and just watch out for the next episode. I think I really am going to call this whole thing No Longer Bound, NLB, No Longer Bound. Quick, before I really close this off, No Longer Bound is actually one of my favorite songs from Frank Forrest. And I just feel like it's the releasing and the becoming of something new. And just like I said, that's what 2025 is going to be all about, releasing and becoming something new. You're shedding away the old and stepping into the new. So yeah, I think that's perfectly fitting. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see more, do not hesitate to leave a like, comment, or simply subscribe. And yeah, you guys have a nice day. I'll see you next time. No more walking by the flesh. That's when I leave you. God told me I'm someone. Told me I'm